Yo, 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 what up? What's going on, guys? Oh, wow, we already got comments. All right. How'd you guys get comments in so fast? Look at you guys go. All right. We celebrated your birthday last night with some Korean barbecue. There we go. That's funny. Hey, Willie, 12645 Northwest 13th Court, Sunrise. Is it worth pursuing? We will run that, my friend. Navy Federal Credit Union, 421 total owed. Okay, that sounds a little high. Howdy, Will. What's going on, sir? How you doing, Robert? And Real Equity Master. What's up, Will? What's up? All right. So we're off to the races, guys. You guys can see my screen. Obviously, let me get this out of the way. And we're going to start with 126. Actually, before I start with this address, I'm going to give you guys a cool little update on my end. So as you guys know I record content and stuff like that. Real deals, real situations, etc. So the call right before this call, and you will see it on Instagram and stuff like that. I own a property, and I will run that after I run the 12645 address. I own a property in West Park, Florida, that has a squatter in it, and this lady's been difficult to deal with, to say the least. And whatever, basically. We had already filed the ejectment. It's not an eviction because it's a squatter. She never had a lease, so it's an ejectment in Florida. And we don't have a hearing date until April 8th, which sucks because we've owned this house since December 20-something. So that puts me, another 2 months away, assuming that everything goes right, assuming that we get the writ of possession, and assuming that this lady doesn't do anything else to make this more complicated because she's a little... she's a little witty squatter. So she's the granddaughter of the seller who sold it to us. So nobody could get a hold of this lady. My attorney has tried, many times. I got an A for effort. Everyone's tried. And I just say, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to call this lady. I'm going to get on the phone with this lady. Somehow, some way, I'm going to find this lady and I'm going to have a conversation with her. Now, the call... Not because it's me, but I think the call is really good from an educative perspective because rather than, going in guns blazing, right, and just being aggressive, which, truth be told, that's how I used to do it. And, hey, I'm the owner. You got to get out. I'll give you some money. Get out. If you don't want money, then we're just going to sue you. Whatever. We're already in a lawsuit, right? So I don't have a lot of leverage. So the route that I decided to take with her was, hey, I'm an intermediary. She wouldn't answer my phone. So let me start there. She doesn't answer my phone calls. I called her 6 times in a row. Does not answer my phone. So whenever I want to get somebody's attention, this is a good gold nugget for you with any lead ever, squatter, seller, heir, whatever. I always say something kind of cryptic because the idea behind marketing is to get somebody's attention, right? That's called a hook. So basically, rather than, writing this essay or like, hey, I need to talk to you about giving you money about this and about the eviction. What I said was, hey, her name is, well, I won't say her name, but hey, X, my name is, I go by Laz when I talk to a squatter. My name is Laz, and I would like to speak to you about potentially getting rid of this eviction. I have a solution. Give me a call when you can. Boom. She's very cryptic, very open, inviting, right? Very mysterious. So she texted me right away and she said, okay, I'll call you on my break from work. Bingo. Got her. So then we get on the phone the first time. Again, she's like, who are you? I'm like, my name is Laz. I'm an intermediary. I'm usually brought in these situations for both parties. Right? And what I like to do is try to help you not go all the way through the eviction because these guys are going to go all the way with the eviction. They're professionals. They're going to do it. Then they're going to get the sheriff to come and rip you out. There's going to be a judgment. They're going to enforce the judgment. You're not going to be able to rent somewhere else. It's going to be really, really bad. Okay? My job is to try to understand if there's any way that we can bridge the gap between where we are and where we want to be. That's fair for you and fair for me. She said, okay, I understand. And I said, look, I understand. And again, I side with her. I said, little does she know that I'm the actual owner, right, that filed the ejectment on behalf, well, my attorney on behalf of me. I said, look, I understand that this situation has been very tricky. I understand it was your grandma, right? And I kind of played dumb. And she's like, yeah, it was my grandmother's house. And, it was this whole situation and blah, blah, blah. Keep in mind, don't feel sorry for her. This lady is a bona fide squatter. Like, she squatted in the house last minute. There's no power in the house. There's no water in the house. She put a pit bull. She left a dog there by himself for days, by the way. We called animal control. So this isn't like a lovely citizen, for the record, okay? However, I want to achieve a goal with her, right? Like, if I can get this done, a couple things happen. One, I avoid another 2-3 months of delay, which means, what business are we in? We are in the business of moving deals, right? Moving deals. So if she's in the way, I can't sell this deal. I can sell the deal, even though she's in it, but it would be at a significant discount. What kind of a discount? Well, in Florida, with a squatter like that, nobody getting access, the house is really messed up. The buyer offers that we were getting were $15,000 below, 15 to 20 grand below, where we know we could get if it was vacant. So, is it a good idea to just leave 15 to 20 grand on the table? I don't know about you, but that's a lot of money. I'm not just going to leave it on the table, and I'm at least going to give it a shot. So basically, we went through it, and I said, look, is there any way to get you to move out of the property? Because I need, again, I'm an intermediary. I'm on her side, right? You notice the frame here, right? Same way that if there was a big bad bank, I'd be the buyer who's against the big bad bank with the seller, right? Or with the heirs, etc. And she said, yeah, well, I found the place. And I said, that's great. You found a place. Have you been approved for that place? Now you start to ask qualifying questions. Have you been approved for that place? Yes, I have. And I said, okay, great. Can you give me any documentation that shows that I can show the attorney that you've been approved for the place? Or can I speak to anybody that can say that you've been approved to the place? She's like, yes, I actually do. However, what are they offering? And I said, look, when can you move out? Is it 7 days? Is it 15 days? Is it 30 days, right? It's got to be realistic. And she said, well, I can be out of here in a week. And I said, okay, so today's Tuesday. Hypothetically speaking, you're telling me that you could be out next Tuesday, which is March 3rd, right? Now I'm pre-closing her with framing, right? I'm asking qualifying questions and I'm getting yeses now. She said, yes. And I said, okay, well, here's what I'm authorized to do. Pay very close attention to what I just said. Here's what I'm authorized to do. Okay? I'm authorized to give you $3,000 if you can vacate within 7 days. If it's 14 days, it's $1,500. If it's 30 days, it's $500. If it's anything past 30 days, it's zero. I give her options. There's like a 15-second moment of silence. He who speaks or she who speaks loses, right? First. So I say nothing, and she says, okay, well, what does that look like? I explained to her the process, whatever, and she said, okay, well, I'm done with my break. I need to get back to work. I will give you a call back. I'll think about it, and I'll give you a call back at, when I get out of work around 4 p.m. And in my mind, I'm like, think about what? Like, I'm giving you, but anyway, I'm like, okay, that's not a problem. You have my phone, whatever. Like clockwork, at 4:30, she called me. Hey, I have a couple questions. She asked a couple questions. She said, why the $3,000? I said, well, that's simple. It's a good question. That's the money that the buyer, the current owner, is going to spend on the eviction anyway. So he'd rather give it to you than to give it to the attorney to expedite the process. She goes, okay, that makes sense. Well, what does this look like? How do I know I'm protected? I said, that's a great question. We're going to have our attorney draft up a settlement agreement. It's very simple. It's a 2-pager. It's going to lay out the terms of what we just spoke about. Have you ever done a final walkthrough? She's like, yeah, I think I know what you mean. And I said, great. So a representative of our company is going to be there on Tuesday. You give possession of the property. Don't worry about what it physically looks like. We already know the condition. We're not worried about that. You take any animals, you take all the stuff out of the house. Once you deliver the keys and you give us possession, which, by the way, you cannot ever come back to the property, because then if not, you're going to be arrested for trespassing. Then we give you $3,000 on the spot. and we wipe away the lawsuit for the eviction, and ta-da, here we go. You go bon voyage, I go bon voyage, and everybody's happy. So she agreed. She said, yes, let's do it. It's not what I want, but I know it's what's best. I said, absolutely, it is definitely what's best. She sends me her email, beam, beam, bam. Here we go. Now we're going to get possession of something that we didn't think we were going to get until April, by the way. Now we're getting possession next week, which is awesome. What we're going to do is we're going to get inside the property, clean it out, right? Just a quick clean out. Probably cost $1,000 or something. Maybe a little light paint. Throw some Febreze in there, right? A lot of different Glade plugins, however you say that. And we're going to take some pictures, slap it on the MLS, top market value, be able to sell it for an extra $20K for sure. And beam, boom, bam, we are done. Yay. It's when all said and done, it'll probably be a 55 to 60K deal. We already had a payoff. We already had the HUDs right before this in December, so the numbers can't change that much. And that's it, right? I like it. Super fucking ninja. I love it. Yeah, absolutely, man. So look, this is coming. I may make it sound easy. It is not hard. I will say that. But this is coming from a lot of years of dealing with these types of situations. And again, guys, you really do catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. Okay? That is like a life lesson. Be nice. If I would have bulldozed this lady and I would have come in super hot and I would have come in super aggressive and, oh, I'm the owner and how dare you and blah, blah, and I'm going to sue you to hell, and she's going to hang up the phone and she's going to turn into a hermit, because what leverage did I give her to see like, oh shit, you know, it's worth it for me to talk to this guy. It's worth it for me to negotiate with this guy. It's worth it for me not to deal with this, right? She's already in a shit position. So I have to present it to her in the sense of like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to get $3,000. Oh, the eviction comes off my record. Oh, I get a week in here. Okay. And this makes sense. He's made me trust him. I get an agreement. It's in place. I get to move to that other place. Okay, fine. Let's take the emotions aside. Let's do that. So I appreciate it. Awesome. That's a nice birthday present. Yeah, it is, man. Good things always happen around my birthday, I'll tell you. Hey, bro, let's fucking go. I love it, Enrique. Yeah, guys, so again, very simple, man. The deal is probably going to be $55K to $60K now. It was about to be $35 to $40K, which would have sucked. But now we can make a lot more money. So now I will run the next year. And by the way, if you have any questions on that, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'm happy to answer them in any way. So 12645 Northwest 13th Court, Sunrise, Florida. Let's see what's going on in Sunrise. 1 second. All right, here we go. Saw your Zoom last week. Great info. Quick question. How are you buying the deed from an heir if they are not the ones that are on title? Yeah, so you just buy the deed and hold it in escrow. You don't need to record it right away. If it's a homestead property in Florida, legally speaking, an heir of a homestead property does already have legal interest upon the death of the decedent. Even before the probate's done, trust me, I know it sounds counterintuitive, but that's what the law says, because it is vested constitutionally per the state of Florida to them. I actually know this house. It's funny. I think I remember. Yeah, Carmen. I know this house. All right, so let's take a look here. She bought this in 2020. Quick claim deed. I'm interested in that. Let's look at what is going on over here. So you said lender, total owed per judgment against HOA plus homeowner. Oh man, thank you. You even gave me the case number. I appreciate that, dude. Make my life easy. Let's roll. CACE 250050221. Oh, I'm not a robot. Here we go. Cool. Bam. All right. Navy Federal Credit Union, the patio homes in Sawgrass, great. The resident of Sawgrass Mill, blah, blah, blah. Defendant, Carmen Roseman, Edison Perez, unknown tenants, cool. Disposed by judge. Affidavit of final advances. Motion for summary judgment. Well, they didn't get it. Hold on. Notice of sale. Here we go. Here we go. Notice of sale, March 11th. All right, guys, so the next thing I'm going to do, you know the deal. I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to look up what the judgment is. Check that out. Ooh. And let's see what's going down. What was the date? March 11th. So we're going to go to March on the calendar. Here we go. Pop. March 11th. Great. The address is 12645. Could just do this. You're smart. And here it is. Boom. So final judgment amount is $421. You're saying $530K. Boom. Let's see. Going on. Da-da-da. Here we go. Final judgment. 384 plus all the fee. 421,639. As of what date is this filed? Okay, so this is recent, so that amount's probably 425-ish, maybe 430 tops. Judgment. Okay, got you. Yeah, so it's probably 425, 430 because of the fees that are going to be added on top. Have you tried reaching out to this lady, sir? Brightline. I always forget your name, man. Give me your name. Brightline Property. 1,529 square feet. I know exactly what this is. I own a house right over here. Yes. Here we go. It's tight. It's tight. It's tight. Yeah. Not a lot of room. Not a lot of room. I don't know where you see an ARV of 530. I definitely don't. You can just tell over here. I mean, granted, these are little small homes, but the best one I see is 490. Let's go look at this one. Oh, lost myself. Hold on. Hey, what's going on here? I'm chasing this guy, reverse mortgage, ARV. Ran some comps. And this is a single family right here. Again, not a full reno, but a little dated, but it's nice. This sold for $490, and it's a 3.2, 1,400 square feet. It's just like yours. The subject. I think the ARV tops, man, is probably 500. So that's my take on this one. Because these are not the same comps. This is not the same. I mean, you can make the argument that it is, which I get it. It kind of is the same neighborhood, just on the other side of the road. This one was a 3.2. Let's look at this one. This is pending at 549. That 544. That doesn't mean that it's pending. It could be pending at like 490, right? This was Mac Daddy. Like, this was really nicely renovated, and you know, it's pending, and it took 84 days. Yeah, yeah. I mean, unless you could get it for zero, like if you could get it for literally zero or like $5,000. Maybe 10,000 tops, depending on the condition. I would look at this as like a novation. If you could just slap it on the MLS for 480. Again, at 480 though, you're gonna be tight on the resale. 480 minus 24,000 plus 5,000 in closing costs, 29. 450, 430 is 21 grand. I mean, I don't think there's enough here, unless you could keep this like as a subject to or something. Which again, I wouldn't advise it, considering that you have a lot of arrears. So you have like 30 grand in arrears that you're going to have to come up with. So it's tight, bro. I wish the ARV was like 550, 560. It would make sense. But yeah, it's decent, but not for my taste. Good lead, though. Good lead, though. All right, let's go over here. And let's run the next guy, which is in Maryland. 3241 Charles Street, Fallston, Maryland. Maryland, as they say, Maryland. Is a probate. Cool. Probate. No mortgage, I don't think. What's the situation here? If it's a probate, have you spoken to them? Have you made any contact? How do we buy the deed before or while in probate? Again, you just buy the deed, you get a contract for deed, you hold it in escrow, and then you can file your deed after the fact. You can do that, especially with a homestead law in Florida. It already passes down. 817, 805. I mean, this property is worth quite a bit of money. It's out in the sticks, but these are like nice sticks. These are nice. Yeah, I mean, based on what I see, who was it that asked? Hold on. KM, I like it. I mean, it's got a lot of equity. It just depends on what the seller wants or what the heirs want. But it's probably worth close to 900 grand at least. It's a big house, man. It's 4.3. Let me see what this looks like on Google Maps. Oh, you can't even get a Google Maps here. This is out there, boy. Oh yeah, this is like a farm. What is this? This is a beautiful property. It's like a little dirt road leading all the way up to it. Yeah, this is where is this by? Bel Air, Baltimore. On the outskirts of Baltimore. Got it. Well, I guess this is the outskirts of Baltimore. Yeah, I mean, I don't see a lot of distress other than the fact that you said it's a probate. It just depends on what they want. KM. I'm chasing this guy, reverse mortgage, ARV low 500, but not sure if it's worth it. I drove by, complete distress, no windows, vacant, liens all over. Shoot me the address, Enrique, and I'll run it for you. But again, if it doesn't have equity, no reason to chase it down with a reverse mortgage. Do you have an address? What you got? What you got? What you got? What you got? Come on now. Is there a delay? Is that what? Enrique, let's go. Come on now. All right. There we go. Boom. Yeah, there's always a delay. Sorry, guys. Southwest 139 Terry, Miami. Oh. I like it. I like it already. YouTube erased my messages when I shoot addresses, man. Yeah, man. YouTube's weird like that, you know? It's kind of funny. So you got multiple liens. That's good. You got all different kinds. Utility lien, which means the power's out, probably, or the water's out. Reverse mortgage, 352. So that's probably what's gonna be owed. Somewhere around 400-ish, probably. Let me go look for Miami-Dade. Let me look in civil case search. Person who's deceased is Mary McGintis. Foreclosure. Yep, I'm getting there, buddy. I don't know why this is taking forever. Come on. Civil case search. Come on, man. What is going on here? 1 second, guys. My internet just wants to be slow as molasses right now. In the meantime, I had a pre-probate lead ghost me. Vacant home plus Medicaid lien plus pre-probate plus tax is owed. How can we work this? She won't answer my calls or texts anymore. What was the last contact that you had with her? And where is the lead? What state? Maybe short sale discounted payoff due to the conditions, but long shot, I don't know. Yeah. I recently found reverse flip. My initial intent was to wholesale. That's great. Yeah, well, you definitely came to the right place with that kind of a lead. Mary. Oh, Nation Star. Yeah, it is reverse mortgage. Nation Star is always reverse mortgage, guys. Or at least like 99% of the time. Boom, 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 boom. By the way, if you wanted, you see here, Mary, the defendant in this matter. I am the daughter. Here you go. My name is Mary Elizabeth McGintis Black. It'll actually give you the heirs and the people who you have. So there's your heir right there. The bank's already done the job for you. Okay. So you have your heir right there. She's trying to intervene. Affidavit of Mary, attorney's fees, et cetera, et cetera. So she's trying to delay this. Motion for summary judgment. They haven't gotten it yet. So let's look at what the... Oh, man, this is a mortgage. Wow, this is a foreclosure from 2014. Yikes. And what the hell is going on here? Yeah, I mean, this is not an open foreclosure. So it's very interesting. Did you see an open foreclosure here, Enrique? Because I don't see one. I do not see one. And it would be Mary McGintis. Let's go into the property appraiser. Oh, oops. I need the address, silly. Hold on. Hold up. No. There's another heir, Frederick McGintis also. Beautiful. Have you spoken to any of them? Yeah, the house, I mean, this thing is trashed. I love the lead, right? But again, it depends on what's owed on it today. If it was $345 back in 2007, you got to figure that probably what's owed today is somewhere between $400 to $450, give or take. And I'm just taking a shot in the dark. Reverse mortgages are hard to calculate, but I'm just taking a shot in the dark. Let's look at the last deed here. Let's see what happened. Quick claim deed. Mary, so the daughter is trustee of the revocable trust. Remisses, releases, quick claims. Mary E. McGintis, a widow, unremarried. Being the same property conveyed to James McGintis, his wife, by deed from Mary P. Kaufman, and Francis Kaufman, formerly known as joined it. Jesus Christ. These people write, some of these attorneys are just, they just love to sound smart. Yeah, I mean, it's up to you, Enrique. I think you know, the house probably is, what's owed on the house is $450-ish, maybe less. And the comps, I mean, you're saying this thing is destroyed, which I agree. It looks like it from the outside. The comps, I mean, you might have it, man. And especially with the condition, I mean, it could be worth it to do a short sale. I'm not in the short sale world anymore. I can refer you to guys that are. Might not be, but I don't think, you know, your as is. It's probably, yeah, 1,600. Who sold this? This has got to be cash. Yeah, this is cash for sure. Hold on. I bet money. Yeah, Brookfield renovation. So they bought this cash for $307. $307. Which I agree. I think your house cash is probably gonna go for $320, something like that. So might not be worth it. Might not be worth it. I don't think it is, honestly. Unless you want to go do the short sale and do the whole thing. That's your choice. So It's too much ifs, ands, or buts for me. But from like the lien perspective, you know, the fact that the house is messed up, it's probably gonna, you know, be super low condition. You know, how do you know they paid cash? Just because it was an LLC and I don't see a loan recorded. So, and the price, I mean, if the ARVs are around the 520 and I see a sale for 308, I'm always going to assume it's cash, but then I verified it and it is. Okay, so here is... It's very important too, guys, by the way, in a lot of civil case search sites around the country. See how it says related cases? Very important. Stop for a second and just say, oh, wait a minute, because there might be like a partition sale or another probate sale. I've found a lot of information that way. So just saying, you know, it's usually zero, but still. All right, let me see. What's the deal here? Let's see what they said in the complaint. Also, you could download these docs, and another, like, things I use today, which is pretty cool because I didn't have them back in the day, is like AI. So I would download these docs and just run them through ChatGPT and ask them a bunch of questions. That way you can get the information like very, very quickly. All right, transfer of loan or transfer to the plaintiff. Servicer entitled divorce, owner of the property, blah, 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 blah. So they're in default, amount due. Plaintiff is, oh, look. Wait a second. Plaintiff is owed $245,000 under the note plus interest together with cost. Hold on. Hold up a second. Breach, failure to pay an installment payment. Okay, for taxes. Hold on. Hold on. I don't want you to walk away. Certification of possession. Physical possession. Yeah, so it's $352 here. See the amount of the mortgage right here, $352. However, it did say $245 on the previous doc. The problem is that it says just for principal, not including the interest and all that. See, $245, $710, but they're all owed, you know, principal and stuff like that. Property is paid in full minus 1 year taxes. 2 or 3 of uncles are in Mexico. ARV is around $200,000. Whoa. Okay, Rosa. I think it's recently opened. Yeah, so again, Enrique, your choice, man, if you want to go after that or not. I don't think there's going to be a lot of equity there. But yeah. So I recently found a reverse flip. I had a how can we work this? I had a pre-probate, vacant home, Medicaid lien, pre-probate, taxes owed. So yeah, man, I mean, you could submit it. I could run the play here, located in Arizona, errors in Cali. Just, does the property have equity? That would be my first question. Second of all, you know, you said they ghosted. They could be talking to somebody else. You could call a bunch of other relatives. There's a lot of things you can do, right? Call from different numbers, that kind of stuff. You could send somebody to their house. You could hire a PI to do it. So there's a lot of stuff, but it sounds like a great lead in a lot of opinions, right? In a lot of different ways. So when dealing with tax foreclosure less than 10 days, do you go ahead and get deed and pay off taxes so it won't go to auction since not enough time to sell your buyers? Yes. However, you better make sure that you did your homework and that you got a title search and a lien search and you're not walking into a first position mortgage, a second position mortgage, some kind of judgments, right? All that kind of stuff. So make sure to be doing this pre-deal underwriting before you actually fork money over. Oh, the Real Equity Masters. I'm sorry. Did I skip you? Where did I skip you? There's been a lot of messages here. Hold on. Where did I skip you? I don't see you sent anything. Where's that? I don't see any address. Shoot me what you want me to review. Unless I missed it. Nope. Rosa said property is PIF, paid in full, minus 1 year's taxes. 2 or 3 of uncles are in Mexico. ARV's around 200 grand. I mean, that sounds like a great lead. You got to find the guys in Mexico, which I hear Mexico is not a good place to go right now, considering what's going on down there. But Equity Masters, I don't have an address from you, so shoot me. I know there's a delay, but shoot me whatever address you want me to look at. If not, we're going to wrap up on that one. These lives keep getting better, guys. I enjoy these so much. By the way, like, this is the second highest attendance rating, and we broke the last highest attendance rating, and then we broke the last highest attendance rating too. So I love it. I love coming here. So do you guys have any other address you want me to review? I want to make sure that nobody gets left behind or anything like that on top of Enrique's address. Where I don't think it's sent. That's what I'm trying to say. I think YouTube might have deleted it. I don't see it. There's nothing there. So YouTube sometimes, by the way, like if you drop an address, they delete the comments sometimes. That's out of my control because of like privacy or whatever. Even though YouTube should know that that's public record, which is silly. But anyway, there we go. Boom. Perfect. Look at this. And you guys are getting good. You guys sent me a state of tax delinquent, at least 4 liens. Last year's taxes paid by CompuLink. Boom. Perfect. So 154, now I see it. 15423 Southwest, 171st Street, Miami. Let's go. Let's check it out. William Davidson, estate of, beautiful. Bam. DM in school. Oh, yeah, I don't check my school DMs while I'm in here. It's got to be on the comments here. But I got it now. Don't worry. Let me grab this address. Boop. Pop it over here. Boop, boop. Boom, bam, bing. All right, so one of them is dead. Then there's 2 other people on title. These are usually fun. 2023. Let's see what happened here on the last deed. Let's see. Corrective quitclaim deed. So between Ajodia Perswad, a married man, and Mangri Perswad. Okay, so they're married. Boom, husband, wife. First party. They moved it to Forrester Capital Financial LLC. Okay, so they moved it from personal to a financial LLC. Okay, cool. That's weird. Trying to do some funky stuff here. Interesting. People seem like they're doing something. Something's not right here. Something's not right. I don't know who the heck William Davidson is. Before you leave, can you show the land filter? Yeah, brother, that's simple. So you can go over here. Oh. Ooh. Pop. So wherever county you're in, filters, go over here to property types and unselect that and just click land right here. Boom. That's that. Easy peasy. All right, back to Real Equity Masters. I mean, I think this is a great lead. It's phenomenal lead. It's tax delinquent. It's a state of at least 4 liens. What liens do you see? This is a general. Whoa, 51,000. Hold up a second. Oh, this is the guy. Hold up. This is how this guy comes in. Hold up a second here. Hold up a second here. Hold on. Hold on. We're going to look up Mr. William Davidson. Hold on. Let's try to find out what the heck is going on. I told you something weird was going on. And then they got liens by, this is RER, Regulatory and Economic Resources. So those are city liens. Oh yeah, this is a great one. Are you kidding me? Name of violator. Bam. Right here. Violation has not been corrected. 21,000. Yee. This has got to be a big violation for something. This is code enforcement. It's probably an unsafe structure or something. Lien code enforcement. Yeah, that's a big one. So what do you want to know here, Real Equity Masters? This is a great lead. It's a great lead. You should contact him. He's got a lien for 51K, which obviously he filed that for some reason. Wow, there's so many liens here. Ooh, the city's got this property right there. What's going on here? No, this is a different one. William Davidson. Interesting. Oh, William Davidson, estate of. Hold up a second. I think William Davidson might be dead. He is dead. But why the hell does he have a lien? What the hell? He's got a lien from a law group too? Here it is. Bam. So they did the probate on this, and it looks like they did the probate and civil theft demand, so they never paid them. That's what that lien is for. So they slapped them up with a lien. So William Davidson is dead. The law firm from Enriquez Law Mediation Group, they want their pound of flesh. This is their probate over here. And then there's a list pendants over here. Yeah. Yeah, this is interesting. As quiet title. Hold on. The plaintiff. Hold on. Sharon Marlene Davidson. Here we go. So she's trying to quiet the title. This is hairy. Hairy. So there's a Sharon Marlene Davidson who's trying to quiet the title, which means she's suing to try to rectify something that's wrong or fix something that's wrong with title. This is a curative title issue for sure. Damn, this is heavy. What is going on over here? So William Davidson gives up. God, these deeds are done so badly because they're done by these people. Oof. Terms of life estate. So they have a life estate. Yikes. As joint tenants of rider survivorship, grantor does hereby release. Da, 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 da. Okay. Jesus. This is a shit show. Absolute shit show. Yeah. So this is very hairy. This is super hairy. Hold on. This is super hairy. What was her name? Davidson. Sharon. Let's see what's going on over here. Sharon. Oh. Hold on. I got too many tabs open. Hold up. This is a crazy one. It's a great lead. Phenomenal. Here's his probate. Sharon De Silva, Sharon Davidson, there she is the petitioner. William Michael Davidson. So it looks like it's his daughter, if I had to guess. Yeah, tremendo shit show. That's why I wanted you to take a look, because I don't understand what's going on. Yeah, I mean, truth be told, I need a little bit more time with this. This is a crazy ass probate going on. Motion to withdraw. You have attorneys withdrawing here. Oh my God. Yikes. Yeah. So, again, let's look at the facts. You got William Davidson, who's deceased, has a daughter, which I'm pretty sure is Sharon Da Silva, aka Sharon Davidson. She's probably remarried or married. Then you have these Ajodia Perswad and Mangri Perswad. I no idea how these people come in or what their relation is to Mr. William Davidson, because then Ajodia, whatever that name is, married man, they're a married couple, and then they deeded over to Forster Financial LLC. So they deeded over to an LLC, which makes it even worse. Before that, you have a sale over here. What the hell is going on here? Forster Capital, or Forster Financial. A married man, his wife, grantors, quit claim it to the grantee. Okay, this is weird. I'm pretty sure some fraud has happened here. That's my 2 cents so far, but because this is how William Davidson comes to be, which is even weirder. William Davidson, a single person, and then Ajodia, Perswad, and Mangri. If I had to guess, like, guys, just throwing this out there, but if I had to guess, the daughter of William Davidson, which is Sharon Davidson, aka Sharon Da Silva, lost her inheritance, or these two people committed fraud or did something with her father, and they obtained the deed to this property, which is why she's suing for a quiet title and why she's mentioned in the probate. Either her dad didn't like her, or she's crazy, or her dad did like her and then they did some shady business with the dad. They ended up with the property. She's suing to get her rightful inheritance. I mean, it's an absolute shit show. And who I care about, they're not doing an adverse possession, which is very interesting. So that means that there's not like a professional squatter. The last year of taxes is due, I believe. It is. Who paid the last bill? Let's see. Because that'll tell us who the hell is invested here. CompuLink. So I think you did say that, which is a mortgage. So yeah, this is. I would contact them all, honestly, but I would contact Sharon more than likely. Try to figure out and ask her, be like, hey, who are these other people on title? Like, what's going on? I saw there was a quiet title going on. You got a hairy one here for sure. And who's Forster Financial? She might be able to, give you a lot of information. But there is a reverse mortgage on this house, and it's probably a lot that's owed. And the house, I mean, it's prime time. It's, Miami-Dade. It's Country Walk, basically. The real question is there even equity in the house? Which I really don't think that there is much, because the house probably owes, they gave him a reverse mortgage for $600K in 2008. There's definitely some weird shit going on here, because you can see how there's all these quitclaim deeds. Very weird. He buys it in 08, fine, I get that. And I think he gets it from his wife or something, Joyce Dixon. Yes, nephew is willing to get signatures? Huh? I'm confused. I would contact the daughter. I would contact Sharon and then work your way down the list. I would contact the other two people. Try to figure out who's Forster Financial. Who are these two other, the people on title? Ajodia and this other lady. Contact the daughter and see what the hell's going on. But again, be weary and understand what I'm saying. This house is busted. It's going to need a lot of work. It has a ton of liens from the city. You could see them all. It owes a lot of money. It also owes money to the estate. So there's a lot that you're walking into. None of that stuff scares me. The biggest issue is the mortgage, that it's a reverse mortgage and what's owed is 600 grand. So, because if that's the case, your ARV on this house, it's a 4.3, 2,100 square feet. You're not pushing a lot. So any recommendations on finding a good probate attorney and title company? In what state? I would network, though. I would find the best investor. I mean, I can obviously give you recommendations in Florida, but this is a great lead. Real Equity Masters. Badass lead. Good for you. This is the kind of shit. Where'd you find this lead, by the way? Where'd you find it? Network with the best investors in your local market and ask them who do they use as a title company or as a title attorney. That's probably the best way to do it. And also Google, best title attorneys, best probate attorneys. That's who I would go to. Where'd you find this lead? I'm curious, because that's a hell of a lead. It's a really good lead. Last thing I'm gonna do is look up what this house looks like. Let me see. Oh yeah, guys, look at that. That's what I'm talking about. That's what you want to see. 2025. Oh yeah, this is a shit show for sure. I can only imagine what the inside. I actually know what the inside of this house looks like. It looks like shit. Look at the fence. This is why they're getting liens violations for the grass. And yeah, the referral. That's great. Yeah, this is wonderful. That house needs everything. That house needs a new roof, whatever. Again, it's probably going to need a short sale. Look at the pool. It's green, right? Everybody's pool is blue. This thing is bright green. Lovely. So yeah, that's great, guys. People, I appreciate you guys. This is awesome. This is great. I love it. As always, I'll see you tomorrow, 5 to 6. I appreciate all the birthday wishes. Like and subscribe and share if you like this. Hit the subscribe button. I'm almost at 1,000 subs. I'm very excited about that. So all we need is 11 to get there. So I'd appreciate it. Hit the little bell so you get notified when I'm coming back. So I will see you guys tomorrow, 5 to 6. Appreciate you guys. Have a great night. Take care.